Have you ever heard of decorative kale? Some down here.
Yeah, that's kale. Apparently you're not supposed to eat it. Or you shouldn't. It's decorative.
Okay, let's do a real-world camera test using the iPhone SE. But before we get started, here's the thing. Judging by all of your comments and the discourse that is happening online, whether or not you're really keen on this phone, you know what it looks like and what it brings to the table. So I'm not going to go through those usual parts of real-world camera tests where I just sort of pop in, break the vlog up a little bit with information and specs on the phone. There's really just one thing you need to know. The Bionic A15 is in here, and it brings some significant updates to the camera processing. Besides, I talk about that within this vlog quite a bit anyway, so just enjoy this vlog during a nice day with Isa and my folks in San Pedro, California. Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? This might be the easiest real-world camera test that I do every year whenever this phone comes out, because we're on the iPhone SE right now. This is the front-facing camera. Like I said in my previous video, there's no 4K recording on here, which is a bummer. But then on the rear, you just get the one camera. So just one wide-ish camera that is used for everything. Now, in this phone, you do get the Bionic A15, which means that both of these cameras are able to get like deep fusion and smart HDR and stuff like that. So why not bring this phone out for a little bit of a nice trek? Gonna get a lot of food later, as per usual, but this is the Korean Friendship Bell. So let's get some nice photos here. Also, another thing that you might be missing when it comes to this phone is the zoom capability. After all, there's a lot of really great design up here, and it would be nice to be able to zoom into those details, but if you zoom in, it's going to be digital. And what's funny is in this camera app, you don't even get those like 1x, 2x, 3x, any of that. It's just a little slider for digitally zooming in. So you're going to lose some quality as you do zoom. I just got this portrait shot of Isa here, and obviously that means like the background is a little bit blurred out, that sort of like very soft look with the subject nice and crisp in the front. That made me realize one thing that would have been nice to get here, even if it was just on the rear camera, is a cinematic video. Might have opened up some possibilities for users who get this phone, and even if it is simple and a little bit more affordable, you can still have some fun with some of Apple's new things like cinematic video. So clearly you can see where the most concessions were made with the iPhone SE camera. I want to make one thing real clear real quick. There are aspects of this phone where it might make you think it's more in line with like a budget device, like the front-facing camera. But then Apple kind of balances things out a bit by having the processing be done by the Bionic A15. Smart HDR and Deep Fusion are doing their job, and photographic styles are a welcome addition. But let's make no mistake, this is not a budget smartphone. It's just Apple's most affordable iPhone. Now, it is going to be considered at the lowest end of that lineup because there are things that are simply missing from here compared to the rest, like night mode being the most noticeable thing that is missing. Someone's hungry. Are you hungry?
No, okay. No, I'm not hungry, but I'm excited for what's coming. Let's go.
Yep, here at the San Pedro Fish Market and Restaurant, we're going to be picking all of our seafood for this. You want to do that again?
There's another one over here.
Nice to meet you. Huh?
What are you doing?
And you know what? If you have a phone like this and you come here, you have some good times, really awesome food, and then you have the cameras that are on this phone, they're still going to do a pretty good job. So perfect for your IG stories, perfect for just getting those memories, and that the processor in here adding in those extra enhancements on the camera does a really great job of making sure that these singular cameras will be viable for these situations. So, obviously, a pretty typical situation. You might go somewhere, maybe you're being a tourist, then you go somewhere for some really awesome eats, and having this phone on you is going to be a pretty good companion still, even if it just has one camera on the front and the rear. It's not going to be a perfect system, but hardly any phone ever is. But still, with this one, obviously, I was wanting for like other lenses, more features, a little bit more power and all of that, but it's also the fact that you have to measure your expectations when you consider the iPhone SE. The sun is coming down, so I wanted to get some low light shots, but here's the front facing camera at that full HD resolution, just 1080p, with the sun coming down, daylight savings time, so it is almost 8 p.m. There's no night mode on this phone, so that's going to hinder quite a few of the scenarios that you might find yourself in with this phone if you happen to be out at night. Or in very dark situations like a bar, for example. So that is a bit of a bummer, and I will have to knock off a lot of points just for that. Even with the Bionic A15, you don't get some of those other features that would make this phone a really good choice for anyone who's just looking to save some money. I mean, sure, you get deep fusion and smart HDR. It does help in some low light pictures, in particular with the rear camera. But for everything else, you're missing the cinematic mode that you can have some fun with. You're missing the night mode. Honestly, those are things that are sorely missed. So, like past Josh said in the vlog, I'm trying to provide a certain context here. You have the user that is like out and about, maybe on vacation or something, and the only camera that they might have on them is, again, the most affordable iPhone that is available. I think barring any desire to have like super high quality selfies or high resolution selfie videos, the iPhone SE would still do pretty well to capture those memories in those moments. Clearly, many of those people are not going to be creating like full-on YouTube videos like I am right now, or using even 4K video recording just to post some IG stories. I'm definitely a much heavier user than the iPhone SE fits best for. And there is another reason why all of this has to be taken into consideration. And so, there you have it, the iPhone SE 2022 edition, or 3rd gen. I know that I've been doing a lot of talking about who this phone still works for, and this video should make it clear that person, it's not me. I appreciate the throwback. I appreciate the smaller size. Hell, I even appreciate having a home button again. Nostalgia is still a completely valid reason to like the iPhone SE. But when it comes down to it, for me, I obviously need more from a smartphone as a creator, and the iPhone SE doesn't scratch that itch nearly enough. Then again, it wasn't meant to. So tell me, where do you land on this spectrum? On one side, being the type of person that likes everything the iPhone SE provides, and then on the other side, being the user that needs way more than the iPhone SE is capable of. Sound off on all of that in the comments, both here on YouTube and across my social media platforms found via links in the description below. For more on the iPhone SE, including what I think worked and what didn't overall, subscribe to my channel. From there, I'm going to go ahead and call it on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your tea, everybody.